because they were installing that vinyl flooring downstairs first, that gave me enough time to concentrate on working up here. So what did I end up doing yesterday? Well, see these door frames? Ooh, that's like smooth as a baby's butt. I'll say that those turned out really nice. Okay, that's what I did yesterday. Just about all day. How many of these door frames did I have? If you've been watching, you probably know by now. Here's one, both sides. This one here, I did 7/8 of it. The only thing I didn't do was the door casing on the inside. Eventually, we're going to be redoing this bathroom, and so I didn't want to concentrate on doing this and trying to tie it into the cabinet and the bathtub and all that, especially if we're going to be tearing all this stuff out, right? But I did want to go at least to this edge because the carpet finishes right there, and I didn't want to have to cut this in to the carpet later, right? Okay, so I did that, both sides of this one. These things take time too, let me tell you. Here's another frame. There's one. Oh, that was hard too because I had to get on the inside where those little shelves were. I had to be like a little monkey in there and get my hand back there and use a small little cutting brush and stuff. This one here, same thing. I just went to this edge, okay, just down to there, so that when their carpets it gets installed, I don't have to get down there and paint that later, right? Okay, both sides of this one. Ooh, I've got excuse me. I'm gonna sneeze here. Did this one here? This one was a little tricky too because they have some coaxial cables here. They fished in from the attic, and I've got a blank plate that I can put on there. I had to move that over, paint that. Had to move this over to get the wall. And I think I did a pretty good job. Other than I still have to figure out. I got to get some paint in there to put on the wall, and I'll be doing that today. But I did all these door frames yesterday, and let me tell you, they just take time because look at all these edges. You can only paint this area in one go. You can only paint that area in one go. You can only paint this area in one go. And the beat goes on. You know, this little edge. You can't just paint that with everything else, because if you do that, it gets a little bit over here. It gets a little bit over there. And if you're not fast enough, the stuff can start drying on you, and then it wants to skip and slide because all of this is semi-gloss paint. It's kind of tricky to install a semi-gloss paint. You got to be really good at it. You know what I mean? So I do this little edge, the very first thing, and then I kind of taper the paint out, blend it, because I know I'm going to paint this later. You see what I'm saying? So I get that little piece concentrated on there first, then I go back and think, okay, what am I going to do? I end up painting this last, this piece, okay, the face, because as I'm painting this next bit from here just to this edge, it's very difficult not to get any paint over on this. You see what I mean? And then I try to finish off this little bit, the edge of this doorstop to there, and I just try to finish that first. Because once you get the paint on there, then you have to blend it in with your paintbrush. After you get it all nice on there, then you take your paintbrush and whoosh, put it all the way on there. Then you got to kind of make sure you don't have some of the wet paint from here edged over to there, because then it's going to create a rich. And you know, then this edge, then that edge, and then you can do this last to finish that off. And then you got to do the trim. Look at all the ridges on the trim. It just takes a long time. And if you notice, I told you that I was going to cut the paint into the wall last, up to the trim. Because see, when I do this trim, it's very difficult, if you're not a professional painter, to not get any white paint from your trim onto your wall. And I don't really care if I get any on there. See, I even got some up on the wall up above. See. On there, I didn't care about that. I ended up painting the top of that. You look at the top of your door frames and see if they've been painted. They've probably never been painted, or not. You know, or there might be a gap up there. I caulk those, I paint the top to seal it off. I don't want any ants coming up here, any bugs climbing up through the wall, coming out, or having ants, an ant trail on the floor, and then you see it coming up this way, and it found its little home that it now calls home underneath your trim. You know, and you see a line, sure enough, there's a crack above your door frame, and there they all went, and you're like, okay, I don't know what's going on, how am I going to get rid of these ants. And so anyways, I caulk that, I paint the top of that, and I don't care if I get any paint on the wall, because I'm coming back to paint the walls. That's what I did, see, all the way down, and then I got that nice. Look how nice that is. When I cut this wall in to the door casing, it's going to look perfect. It's going to look like a professional did it. It's not going to be, okay, yeah, I tried to cut the wall into here. I tried to cut this white paint into the wall and I didn't get a perfect line. Oh, you know, that was so hard. I'm not a professional painter, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to be a professional painter. Do it this way and cut your wall into your casings, to the baseboard. See, I got that white paint nice and tight on top of the baseboard, and I didn't care if any of that got on the wall, did I? Because I'm gonna cut that wall paint into the top of the base last. Now I'm gonna do that today. See, I did the same thing around the window stool. Now the window stool, see, on this particular instance, you know, it was all I could do was do the white painting yesterday on the door frames. I was done after that, man. Your eyes get squinty after a while. You get a little tired of it. There's just a little bit of a run right there. See that? If I wanted to, I could flake that off, scrape it off, sand it off, whatever, and then touch that paint up. And I might do that. I mean, you check all of your things, and if you see some areas that you missed or something that didn't look like it went on all the way, you can put a little bit more paint on, especially if it's the very next day. You see what I'm saying? But back to this window stool. I call this a window stool and an apron. Okay, that's the apron. This is the window stool. Now, today my plan is. I've got all day, the rest of the day, to paint up here, paint around the door frames, paint around the top of the baseboards. Have that all done, because tomorrow they're probably going to come up here to put the tack strip on the floor, to put the carpet pad down, and they might even bring the carpet up tomorrow. Well, of course I don't want to be up here working while they're doing that, do I? I want to get all of this stuff done. So my quandary, here's the situation. When I get over to this, because this has not been painted yet, my question to you is, do I paint the wall first? Because I'm painting around here, and do I cut this into the wall? Or do I paint this now and let it dry, and then do all my other painting in here on the walls? By the time I get over to here, this will be dry enough for me to paint around, and that's what I'm going to do. That's my answer. Now, some other people will say, just paint the wall and be over with it, and then do this last, and then you can cut this into the wall. Just depends how good you are with cutting into the wall. Are you good enough to get the white paint on just this squirrely trim here and the bottom of this edge of the trim without getting it all on the wall? Look at that small little edge. You really gonna get your paintbrush down there and work on your back and get a light up there and make sure you don't get any on the wall? I don't know about that. That's why I'm gonna paint this first. That way I get my brush up there, and guess what? You know, if I get any of this white paint on the wall, I'm not gonna sweat it at all, am I? I'm not gonna sweat it at all. It's gonna look just like this over here. It's gonna look just like that. Who cares? I no care, because I'm going to go back and paint the wall after I get this done. Okay, so I don't have that much white to do up here. I got this window stool and apron in this room. Okay, there's one place. Let's take a look up here. Here's another piece here. Now, let's talk about that here in a second. Okay, walk in here. I've got just door frames and door casings and baseboards that have already been painted. How nice. Oh, here's another window. Here's another window with the window stool and the apron. Has not been painted yet. I only had enough time to prep this, and I cleaned it, and then I wiped it down. Then I sanded it, lightly sanded it. Then I wiped that down. Then I prepped it. I ended up caulking some nail holes, and they're probably going to show. The caulking, you can only do so much. I probably should have used spackle and sanded it when the spackle got dry and stuff. I didn't have any spackle with me, so I did the next thing. The best of the best thing next is just caulk it and forget about it. And there was a big old gouge there. I went to the store and made special care to get some Durham's rock hard water putty, and I was going to fill that in real nicely and let it dry and sand it and scrape it and make it just perfect. Ran out of time, so I put caulking on it and ran my putty knife flat ways and made the contour. Remember that big old gouge? I used caulking on it, two coats. And it, you know, when it gets all done, I'm going to know where it is. But if I told you, hey, I got one place on my window stools that has a place where I caulked it, you probably wouldn't even be able to tell. You wouldn't know. You're going to look at the overall thing. You're going to say, wow, you did a good job on here. I like the way you cut in the ceiling to the wall. How'd you do that? They're not going to know right here that this was caulked. Okay?